What's up, Devin? Sir Dave, what's going on, buddy? See what happens today. What's up, Daryl Johnson? Welcome to the live show, buddy, man. I appreciate you. T-Dot, what's good, buddy? Ah, that's real nice, T-Dot. Congratulations on that, man. That's not bad. That's a nice return, man. That's a nice return. 100 and a quarter play. Yeah, I did okay yesterday in MLB myself, man. On DraftKings as well as, I don't know if you guys seen some of my posts, but DraftKings as well as Fanduel. I won my ticket. I came close to winning a couple tickets today, and the afternoon games for MLB. But what was it? I think Sanchez for the White Sox hit a home run and messed me up. I was like really up in front, and that killed me, man. But again, it's DFS. I know it happens. So, but that's cool, man. Congrats on that. Daryl Parker, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Sir Dave from Cleveland. You guys don't know, I'm a New Yorker. I live in Long Island, New York, so I'm a New Yorker. I'm a big, sorry to say, I'm a big New York Mets fan. DeGrom lost today. Well, I don't think he lost today, but I know the Mets lost. I didn't watch the game. And I'm a big Jet fan. And a Ranger fan. And unfortunately a Knicks fan. So, hey, I mean, if you guys don't know, for the ones who are here, I don't know, Devin, Sir Dave, and Daryl, I mean, I did a 20-player Fanduel tournament. I checked in about a half hour ago. Only about 3 or 4 people, I guess, seen that or they signed up for it. It's under DFS Zone. It's a DFS Zone 20-player, $2 entry. So if anybody is still willing to get in there before lock, we can do that. If not, then, I mean, I think we're not going to have sufficient players. I think it's myself and about 3 or 4 others. I did post it up on Twitter. I know everybody's not on Twitter, but I did post it on Twitter, the Facebook group, and, of course, even on the my morning video, I posted it there in the comments as well. So if anybody is interested at the last moment, you can get in right now. It's $2 to get in the top 3 out of the 20. It's the first ever I'm doing. I created the actual game, and it's DFS. It's called DFS Clash. So if anybody's interested, you know, you could go to the Twitter. The link is there on the Twitter or the Facebook group. If you're in the Facebook group, it's already on there as well. I don't have the link right here, access for you guys, but I mean, you can go there real quickly to Twitter. Twitter is DFS Zone at DFS_zone, and you'll see it on the tweet from earlier today. You could go to my early morning video, the first look video this morning. It's on there in the comments as well, and it's on the Facebook group. All right, so I think we need about 14 more players, man. I was really surprised we didn't fill that up quick enough, but I think it's pretty cool. I think it'll be something that'll be cool to do with you guys in the community. You know, it's just to have these, and I'm probably going to do them throughout the whole playoffs with the WNBA. So there'll probably be another. If we get enough interest, we could probably do 2. I could create two 20-player games for Sunday. So what's going on, man? So everybody ready to make some cash today? I've been doing pretty good as of late. I'm playing really small, you know, games, but I mean, I'm doing okay. So I mean, so I'm pleased with that. All right, man. Looking at this. Let me get right into it, man. Looking at these games, man, today. How you doing there, Calvin? Serve 5. All right, sounds good, Serve, man. Good, man. We'll see who's gonna take it, man. For whoever wins, obviously there'll be some shout-outs tomorrow, in in the next video, obviously as well, and on the Facebook group. Next video obviously won't be till Sunday. The next games for the WNBA will be Sunday. I don't do MLB. As you guys know, I wanted to do it. I did a couple of videos, but it's just a lot of work, a lot of time consumption with WNBA and MLB, so I kind of bypassed that. But I've been playing MLB. If you guys ever want to hit me up, you know, directly on Twitter or something like that, I can help you out with it, you know, with any possible plays for MLB if you do play from here on in. All right, guys. All right, man. Let's dive into this slate, man. I mean, 2 games, man. I'm going to give you my take on them right now. I'm going to give you my take. We got LA at Washington. And man, this is going to be a good game. These games are going to both be good games today, guys. They really are. LA and Washington. My take on it is, man, if Washington paces up the game, we all know Washington loves that pace game. They are one of the higher scoring teams. They're coming in here pretty red hot, winning, I think, 8 out of their last 9 games. So they're pretty solid. We know that Christy Tolliver gets up for these games. If you've been here long enough with me, I'm always praising how Christy Tolliver gets up for these big games. So she's going to be really tough. But I've been loving Chelsea Gray, the way she's been playing and leading this team, especially the way she played the other night, and giving LA a big boost when Candace Parker, it seemed like definitely was something wrong with Candace. She was definitely probably under the weather, not feeling that well. She wasn't really herself. But my take here is if Washington can keep the pace up, on LA is going to be difficult, especially in the front end, being athletic, because in the front court they're pretty athletic. I think they're slightly more athletic than LA is. When you're thinking of Latoya Sanders and Della Don, and then you have pretty much a similar player in Candace Parker for LA, and Shanae Agumake is pretty athletic too. I think it's a really good, evenly matchup game, but the pace-up game works best for Washington. If they do that, I can see where Della Don and Christy Tolliver and company, as well as Sanders, can have a fairly good game. What I also like about the Washington team is that they have 4 or 5 girls on that team that can really shoot the ball well from three-point range. And if they can open up and spread the floor and really get on transition and open up those lanes and get those shots, they could be pretty dangerous there. So we'll have to wait and see. But again, this is the playoffs. Anything can happen. And the most important thing also, like I mentioned in the earlier video as well as the live show, guys, everybody's in play in a 2-game slate. But more importantly, in a 2-game slate like this, it's an elimination games. So definitely make sure that you are targeting 3 or 4 solid core plays here, players that are starters and that are studs. If you can squeeze them in, you squeeze them in. I don't think you'll do that bad. I don't think you lose anywhere and out of these 4 teams here today in these 2 games. Well, these teams are all going to battle all the way to the end, and pretty much every starter or star is going to play, I would say, maximum minutes, 35 to maybe even 37, 38 minutes, maybe the whole full game if they need to be. So definitely something to consider. But looking at everything overall, and after I gave you my first look earlier and now coming back now, I really think that as far as the Washington-LA game, again, if LA can, LA doesn't like the fast-paced game. If they can neutralize Washington, make it a half-court game, they are a good defending three-point shooting team, even though Washington is at home. I'm kind of leaning towards Washington players a little bit simply because they are playing at home, and some of them do play very well at home. LA is pretty good at defending the 3, so that's where the only concern for me there is that I like LA as far as how well they defend three-point shooting teams. They're the best coming into the slate at 30. Yeah, out of the 4 teams, they're neutralizing the teams to 31%, under 31% out of the 4 teams out here tonight. So, matter of fact, I didn't open up this pop-up window here. Sorry about that. Let me get that going here before I forget. Sorry, guys. Give me one moment to set up this window here. I forgot all about that. I want to be able to see what you guys are talking to me about. Again, I'm seeing we have quite a bit of people here. Right away, one more time again. I did a 20-player, $2 entry DFS Zone tournament on Fanduel today. Last I checked before I came on, there was only about 4 or 5 of us in there. We still need 14 or 15 more spots. Anybody interested, come on down and sign up. It's $2 entry. Top 3 take the cash. Obviously, it's divided. The top player gets 18, but the top 3 make the cash. I think it's just a good way for us to interact and have a fun time with each other as a community. So definitely check that out. I did put up the links and I did share it on my Twitter account earlier, as well as the Facebook group. If you are part of the Facebook group and you didn't get a chance to go in there today, take a look. But if you have time right now, because we still have 40 some odd minutes, still left until game time. So enough time for you guys to get in, and hopefully we can all have a nice time with that. So again, that's for those who are on here now and are interested. Definitely come on down. The link to the actual tournament is on my Twitter account, DFS Zone, at DFS_Zone. It's also on the video from earlier today in the comment box, and we also have it in the Facebook group. So you'll have 3 areas you can go to right now and be able to get in on that tourney. All right, guys. All right, let's get back to the game. So again, the best plays. What are the best plays, man? So after doing everything that I had to take a look at, I'm gonna tell you right now, when it comes to the guards, this is my take on it. There's no doubt that Taurasi and Bonner are the best plays, at least for me, hands down. Again, these girls have been just absolutely been on fire, and until somebody neutralizes them, you know, at this point, I'm gonna continue to ride with the Suns backcourt. Even though Bonner plays a 3 spot, pretty much the 4 spot for Phoenix, but Taurasi and Bonner have been just lights out. Griner is more of a fade for me today, and the only reason why is because, hey, you know what? She's had a rough go, you know, playing against Connecticut, and especially in Connecticut. And then when I look at the numbers, it's just for me, you know, paying $8,700 for Griner, knowing that I can probably come down and get a Jonquel Jones that could probably meet me almost at the same value as Griner. Because Griner, she's been averaging about 34, 35 against this team in 3 games. So, I mean, I'm looking at this. Jonquel Jones can get me almost close to that, and she's a lot cheaper. I can definitely put that money somewhere else. So I'm looking at fading Griner, but I'm definitely all over either Bonner or Taurasi or both. I played them both in some lineups the other day. They were great, and then I put them separately in other lineups, and I did okay with it as well. So definitely I think the best plays of the night at guard, or at least on Fanduel as far as guards are concerned, are Taurasi and Bonner. Now as far as Thomas and Williams, out of those 2 girls, if you wanted to come down to that level of price, I think Courtney Williams has the best possible chance. I mean, she did put up 42 against Phoenix the last time they played. And she's been shooting a little bit better than Jasmine over the last 3 or 4 games. She's 46% and 36% from 3, and I think she matches up well physically as far as speed, as far as defense with Bonner. Even though Bonner to me is definitely a lot better player, you know. But Courtney Williams can at least hang there, and that's only if anybody has an interest in backcourt for Phoenix. For Connecticut. I am not on the Connecticut backcourt. I think when you think of Connecticut, you probably got to think the front court. I'm thinking Jonquel Jones, and I'm thinking Shanae Ogwumike. Shanae Ogwumike is going to play. Okay? So I don't know if they made the change here. It says here, game time decision. No, I saw a video of her earlier on Twitter. She says she's playing. She was interviewed. So she is playing. So Shanae Ogwumike is going to be a play. And I think she matches up well with this team. Shanae Ogwumike. I'm probably going to fade on Alyssa Thomas. I like Ogwumike, and I love Jonquel Jones. I mean, who's not going to want to take Jonquel Jones in a matchup like this? I mean, she has been the best player pretty much in the WNBA for the last maybe 9 or 10 games, at least in my opinion. You know, that's where I'm looking at as far as Washington and LA in the front court, the best play for me, when you compare Deladon and Parker, to me, I think they pretty much balance out. Parker is $200 cheaper. Yes, she can get you 50, so can Deladon. I'm basing this more so on both of their numbers look pretty darn good. If I look at their numbers, once again, I'll share that with you just in case you guys did not see the morning video. Okay, Deladon, the last 4 games, 50% shooting and 47% from 3. All right. Parker, last 3 or 4 games, 41% shooting, 36% from 3. Pretty much balanced out over the last couple of games. She is averaging a little bit better than Deladon as far as rebounding, 8.5 a game over the course of those last 3 or 4 games, 4 assists, 2 steals, and averaging about 34, 35 fantasy points, which is about 4 or 5 points below her average, but nonetheless not too bad. And she did struggle in the last game. I think it was more so that she was not feeling that well as far as Parker's concerned, you know. But you got to favor Deladon here. She's at home, okay. Versus LA, she's only had a 44% shooting percentage and 33 from 3, but she has 50-point upside. Okay, she's also below, and I'm basing my decision on these 2 girls, and you know how much I love both of these girls. I think they're both just gorgeous women as far as they're so cute. But Deladon, being at home, I'm going to have to favor that. I'm going to have to favor the fact that she's at home, and she's actually played her 2 best games against these 3 teams. These 3 games against LA, her best 2 games were at home. So, I mean, and they play a little bit better at home. So you got to give Washington the edge here, and you got to give Delle Donne the edge. But Candace Parker is in play. All right. When you get down to the mid-tier level here, nice matchup here between Sanders and Nneka Ogwumike. It's going to be a nice matchup. They're pretty much evenly matched there. I still give the edge to Nneka Ogwumike. She has a little bit more of the upside of being able to put up 30 to 35 straight, and she's capable of putting up more floor points. So I kind of like Ogwumike a little bit better here. But Sanders obviously in play. I mean, she's had a fantastic year. We're talking about 6 of her last 7 games, 26 and above. The thing is that she doesn't have a tremendous upside. She cannot get you like 45, 50, where Nneka Ogwumike could get you to 40. So she could get you 8x. All right, so that's what I'm looking at. As far as mid-tier plays or value plays, I think the best value play here, man, surprisingly, in this game here, you got to watch out. I say, well, I like Ariel Atkins, but she's at $6,000. But I'm talking about a lower tier. Watch out for Ruffin Pratt. TRP can possibly get some minutes here. 3,700. It's not a bad price for her at all. And if she can get you 15 to 20 minutes and get you 15 to 20 fantasy points, she's going to definitely meet value. And I think she has a possibility of getting some action here, especially that LA has so many different combinations of guards that they use with Miss Williams and Carsons and Sims and Elena Beard. I mean, they got 4 girls that they normally rotate quite a bit in his backcourt. So that's where I'm at as far as value play at guard in this game, in the Phoenix, Connecticut game. I'm looking at, obviously, you got to consider Strickland. She's got to be someone you must consider. She's at 4,000. You need 20, and she's capable of getting you 20 or better. She's not, her numbers haven't been too bad. Let me see what I have here for her. I think other than Strickland, I mean, you got to watch out for Ms. Williams for LA. And I also think a very sneaky play here also, especially in the LA-Washington game, is Ariel Powers. Ariel Powers played only 1 game against these guys, and she literally put up 10 rebounds, shot 44% and 43% from 3 in that 1 game with 1 block. So she had a very good game. All right, so Powers could be a very surprising play here, man. So in the last 3 out of the last 4 games, she's averaging more than her average, which is 12. At 4,100, you need 20. She can get there. If she gets the minutes, then she's definitely going to be a good play. It's just a matter of, is she going to get the minutes? So Ariel Powers to me is in play. T-Hawk is definitely in play. I'm not on Vadiva. Lavender may get, so I put her the other day. I stuck her in there in a couple of lineups, and hey, she gave me 15, I think, in 13 minutes. That's not too bad. 1 fantasy point per minute, we'll take that. She actually exceeded that, so that's not too bad. Let's see what we got here. Randy Jackson, man, nice to see you, buddy. Yeah, Courtney Williams, Morgan Tuck, or Lavender? That's a good question. I'm probably going to lean more towards Morgan Tuck. What's up, BG for real? How you doing, buddy? Remember, guys, get in that DFS zone 20-player tourney, man. We still have time there. The links are at the YouTube page on the last video. Again, I hate to plug it a 3rd time, but, I want to try to get 20 people in there and have a little fun. All right, $2 entry, top 3 cash. That's for tonight's slate. We'll do it again on Sunday, and now at least you guys will know offhand. What's up, Brian James? What's up, Bobby? Daryl Johnson. What's up, James? What's up, Kig's good? Powers a good sleeper play. Yeah, I like Powers, man. I just mentioned her. I like Ariel Powers. Could be a possible sleeper. And don't sleep on T-Hawk either. Washington has a couple weapons here, man. Up front, they got 2 girls that could be pretty surprising in Hawkins and Powers, while LA really only has Lavender, So, I mean, something to consider. You're looking at these numbers and you're looking at these players in the lower tier area, especially in a matchup straight up like this. Again, like I said when we first started, if Washington can keep the pace up the way they like to play, definitely a tough time for LA. The only thing that's concerning me about Washington is that they have had a couple of days off. Sometimes teams lose their momentum. This is why I like Phoenix in the Phoenix game against Connecticut. I like Phoenix coming in the way they have been playing. They've been playing. They haven't had much rest. It's just get out there and just bang out games, and I think they're in a good spot today as well. Alyssa Thomas, yeah, Calvin. I am not on Alyssa. I kind of like Ogumake better. It's just me. It's just a preference. I think the two Ogumake sisters are in good spots today, and they're priced very nice. Nneka's at 72, and I think Shanae is 7K. Yeah, 7K. I mean, that's not bad. She's gonna come out and play, man. Alyssa Thomas did have a great game against Phoenix. All right, so let's not fade her completely, but I kind of like Shanae going up here because Alyssa Thomas, I like Shanae more, man. I really do. 4 out of her last 5, 28 plus. I mean, she's been a little bit more consistent. Alyssa's been a little erratic. And against Phoenix, she didn't have, Shanae didn't have awesome games against Phoenix, but she did shoot 56% from the floor, and she's solid at home. And at home, she's 63% shooting, 78% from the free throw line, and that's pretty darn good, averaging about 8 rebounds a game. And she's gonna need to rebound here. She's gonna need to rebound here because Griner and Bonner gets a lot of rebounds, man. So I like the matchup of Bonner going up there against Shanae Ogumake. I would think Thomas is gonna be probably more on Griner, but I could also see Shanae being on her as well. Daryl, you ask, Peter's going. Okay, hold on. Thomas or Sanders? Yeah, Jesus. I think I would like more Latoya Sanders. I like Latoya Sanders more. I like Shanae Ogumake as far as Connecticut up front. Miss Daryl Peters, Miss Peters Daniel. Yeah, she is. She's at budget, man. She's at $3,000, guys. I like these two girls. I didn't mention them as far as the Phoenix, Connecticut. The value plays here at forward are definitely Jones and Peters, man. Brianna Jones played. I have here Jones. Let me take a look again. Miss Jones. If I can find her. I got some numbers from Ms. Jones, but her numbers look pretty darn good too. If I can damn find her. I know Pratt looks good as a value play. Yeah, Jones. I like Brianna Jones. She's had a couple good games here, man, against this team. She put 17, almost 18 back on July the 5th in a game. I think it was the second game. And in game 1, she put up 28 in 29 minutes. Granted, that first game, that was early on in the year. I think they still had Sancho Little Phoenix, and she still put up 28. So Miss Jones may be someone to consider here, as well as Peters. As of late, she's been getting a little bit of a run. All right. Just a few minutes, but not a whole lot. I probably would be more on Jones than anybody else. Atkins or Talbert, I definitely love AA. Nasmaster, I like Ariel Atkins. She's one of my favorite girls. I didn't mention her much here because her price is a little high, but if you're asking me between those two girls, I take AA. AA is, I mean, she's pretty much a part of this offense here. Ariel Atkins takes 10 shots a game, averaging 43% from the floor, and taking about nearly 4.5 shots from 3, shooting at a 36% clip. She averages 11 points per game, so she is definitely an improvement for the team because she did not play she just came back. She hasn't been playing, so I mean she was hurt, and now she's back. So I expect her to play well. It's just 6,000, tough price. It is a tough price. Fanduel definitely has these girls priced a little crazy, but We have to make it work. We have to make it work and find the right combinations. But Ariel Atkins, if you're asking between Atkins and Talbert, I think there's definitely a lot more upside with Double A. Yeah, but Bonner's, again, I know Bonner's numbers are looked a little down. Kid's good on the road, but I mean, you got to look at how she's been playing the last like 2 or 3 games. I mean, she's been playing lights out. I mean, she's been so good. You got to ride her. She is playing at her best level of ball. The entire team is, as far as the 2 major catalysts in Bonner and Taurasi. They've been playing lights out. They've been fantastic until somebody neutralized them, which could possibly be Connecticut. I'm not going to shortchange Connecticut. Connecticut is a good team, and they're pretty good defenders in the backcourt. They defend, they've just been having trouble with Taurasi. More importantly, Taurasi than anybody else. But Taurasi and Bonner, they've been playing so solid as of late. I just can't go against them right now. I look at the slate, and you look at the way they've been playing and the momentum and the way Phoenix has been playing as a team. They definitely are a scary team today. And this is a tough matchup for Connecticut, even though they're at home. Yeah, Calvin, I mentioned Strickland. I did mention Strickland. Strickland can get you 20 or better. She has that upside. She can probably get you 30. If they open up the floor, if Connecticut can open up the floor. This is going to be a run-and-shoot game because these teams definitely like the pace game. Phoenix and Connecticut we're speaking about. So, I mean, anything can happen with these girls here. The thing is that Phoenix definitely a little more deadlier with the three-point shooting than Connecticut. Even though they both shoot the three fairly well. You look at the team stats here. I mean, 3-point percentage, Phoenix and Connecticut right there. Phoenix 35%, Connecticut pretty much 34%. And they both give up quite a bit to the opponent, 35 and nearly 36. So whoever can get off first, I just think if you're looking at that and you're looking at matchup, you kind of look at those guards for Phoenix and you say, hey, you know what, Taurasi, Bonner, yeah, you know what? I mean, take your pick. I think one of those girls should be able to do well. I don't say you need to stack both of those girls. I think they're the best team stack, Taurasi and Bonner, just like I did mention in the first game, in the first playoff game the other night. I still believe that going into today, I think they're in a good matchup, and Taurasi is just, but Taurasi is one with, I've stated that before. She gets a little frustrated, she gets a little too aggressive, and if they can get under her skin a little bit, she commits turnovers, and she definitely fouls people. So if you can get her in a little bit of trouble, that's the best way for Connecticut to get her to sit a little bit more and obviously put her in position to foul out, as opposed to, letting her just light it up. But if they let her light it up, she's going to definitely shoot well. Yeah, Bonner is solid, Mike. She's solid. I really like the way she plays. She's playing so well right now. So for me, these two girls are kind of like a lock today until I see something different, until they get knocked out of the playoffs. So right now, if they're going to continue to play and ball the way they've been balling, I mean, you got to go with Phoenix and Connecticut. You got to go with Phoenix, a backcourt of Taurasi, even though Bonner, I mean, granted, this is Fanduel. Taurasi, Bonner as a dynamic duel back there, I think you're pretty good. But don't fall asleep on Jasmine Thomas and Courtney Williams. And like I said, between those two girls, if you're thinking Connecticut, I'm favoring Courtney Williams. The matchup is a little bit better for her. She likes that pace game. She's a little physical. She matches up with size and speed with Bonner a little bit better. So maybe she'll have a better game. But Taurasi and Bonner are the best bet. Calvin, Tuck or Lavender? Man, that's a tough choice, man. To be honest, they're both around the same price. I think 4,300 and 4,200 respectively. I tell you right now, I think for me the first one that comes to mind is Morgan Tuck. I think she's just been getting more time on the court, and she's looked a little bit better. 12 to as much as 21 minutes in the last 3 games, averaging pretty much in those 3 games, maybe 12, 13. I mean, that's a tough price, 4,300. You really need her to get about 21, 22. I don't know if she can get you there, but if she can get closer to that 20 minutes, there's a possibility, It's a tough go. I think Lavender will get 15 to 20 minutes today. I just don't know if she's going to put up 20. I don't know if she's going to meet value as well. But both of these girls are capable of doing it. They both can get 20 or better. She got 20, 30, 25 here, but that was due to Ogumake not playing and playing a massive 35 minutes. So, I mean, but as far as shooting, I could tell you right now, Lavender Last 3 games shooting 48% from the floor and averaging about 12 to 13 fantasy points per game. She has shot 44% against Washington with only 10 fantasy points on average. And when you look at Tuck, she put up 21 and 24 minutes in game 2 against this team, Phoenix, and 28 and 28 minutes in game 1. So if you're going to base it on past experience with the team, or at least as far as how they played against each other this year, Morgan Tuck has had better numbers. So I would say Morgan Tuck. I would take my chances with that. No, Sir Dave. No, I don't think so. I think Tuck is going to get some minutes. I mean, she may get a reduction, but if you're looking at low value, I mean, if you're looking in that Connecticut game, I mean, I can't see. And if you're not going to go Tuck, you're gonna have to go Jones. But somebody's going to come in and get a little bit of time, you know. Even with Shanae playing, I think, you know, granted, Shanae, again, we want to focus on all. If you asking me, everybody, if you're asking me who I think is going to get the most possible minutes and can contribute to the team in a 4,000 range or lower, I'm going to have to say right now the best possible play is Washington's Aerial Powers. I'll be totally honest with you. I think Aerial Powers at 4,100 is going to get 20, maybe even more minutes than 20 in this game. And that's just my gut feeling on it, you know, because I think she brings a different element to the game where Hawkins doesn't. You know, that she's capable of hitting the three. She can hit the perimeter shot, and she does pretty good defense. If you're asking me overall in the entire slate, who I think is the best play and may get 20 minutes or better and help their team out the most in this entire slate at this price, is going to be Powers. That's where I'm looking at. I think Powers is the best play now. Morgan Tuck, there's a possibility she'll get time. How much of it? I really don't know. You know, she may get 15, she may get 20. But again, if Shanae is playing so well, there you go. You may be right. She may get a little bit of reduction in minutes. So I mean, but I think Powers is the best play at 4,100. She's actually $200 cheaper. We don't mention the Lakers because I'm from Cleveland. No problem, Dave. No problem, Dave, man. It's just a shame that LeBron left your state. Okay, Kick's good. Manny, Parker, Ogumake, and Lavender. I'm okay with Parker and Ogumake if you want to stack those two girls up front for LA. I think a third LA player, Lavender, maybe not. If you wanted to go with 3 LA players in the backcourt, I mean, it's going to be tough. You can't get them all together because I will definitely tell you Chelsea Gray. But if you're going to go anybody there, I would say a lower tier is going to, I mean, even though she's not even cheap anymore, is Miss Williams at 5,300. I think she's going to be fine there. Another very sneaky play, I think I mentioned it earlier. I don't know if you guys caught that. I mentioned TRP, all right? So watch out for Washington with Ruff and Pratt in the backcourt getting a few minutes and maybe being productive here. She's had, you know, a pretty good a couple of good games against this team. So Ruff and Pratt and Aerial Powers, I think, a very sneaky place here for Washington today. Antoine Daniels, yeah, I mean, well, I mean, I hope not, because I really have Bonner in a few lineups. I think Bonner is definitely gonna get more than that. You know, I think she's gonna be closer to 35, 40 fantasy points, and I'm hoping even more than that because that will put me up in the GPPs. You know, a little bit more higher up. How you doing there, Angel? Glad you make it. Glad you made it. Angel, real quickly, man, I'm doing a 20-player DFS Zone little tournament, $2 entry. I need 20 players. I mentioned it when I first came in. I mentioned it already twice more. This is the 3rd time. Just in case you have a little bit of money left and you want to play, come on down and check it out. The link is in the Facebook group if you're involved with that. It's in the Twitter account, DFS Zone, at DFS Zone _zone, or you can go to the morning video that I did this morning, and in the comments you'll see that I put the link there as well. So you got 3 areas you can go and get the link real quick. Let's get 20 people in there. I'm one of the 20. Let's get 19 more in there. When I last came in, before I came on here, I checked. I think there was only 3 or 4 people registered. So hopefully a bunch of you guys will get over and let's have a little fun with that. Paul Hartwell, guard, 3,400 or less. Wow. I tell you, that's a tough one, man. 3,400 or less. I am not in favor of anybody here. I think the best play in that 3,000 range is Ruffin Pratt or paying up all the way to Strickland, which is 4. So, I mean, at 3,400 or less, if you want to take a gamble, maybe you will go Laney, but I doubt Laney's going to get any time, man. I doubt it very much. And the lowest one here that may get some minutes is Yvonne Turner, and she's 3,600. I don't know about El Mitch. El Mitch has been getting minutes, so you can consider her too. I think Turner is probably maybe a better play. Yvonne Turner. Let's take a quick look at Turner here. Yeah, averaging about 12 to 17 minutes over the last 3 games. Pretty much around 9. About her average, about 9 fantasy points. I mean, she's capable of getting you high teens, but she needs to at least play in the teens, at least 15 to 18 minutes. I don't know, man. I think these matchups today are really, really tough. I think these games are going to be pretty close, both of them. It's going to be something else. Just 8 people in the tournament? Damn. Come on, guys, man. Get in there, man. Let's have a little fun. Let's see who takes that tonight. Easy money there, man. We got 20 people only we need in that DFS Zone tournament. Get in there. Let's get a few more in there. We need 12 more. Devin tells us there's 8 people in the tournament, man. Let's get 12 more people. It's $2 entry. You get a chance to win 18 if you come in first. So, you know, you're going to make 16 bucks if you come in first. You only got to beat 19 people. It's one single entry, so you know nobody's going to – there's no sharks in there. You're not going to have 2 or 3 entries in a 20-player tourney. Kenneth, yeah, you can go over to if you're already a subscriber to the channel, you can go to DFS Zone on YouTube. My video from earlier in the comment section, I did put the link. You could also go on the Twitter, DFS Zone, at DFS_zone. It'll be a link there on one of the tweets that I put earlier. And I also have the link up on the Facebook group if you're a member of the Facebook group for DFS Zone. If not, go to DFS Zone. If you're not obviously a member there as of yet, you won't be able to get there quickly because I'm going to have to, allow you to get in. So that's going to kill time. But you could get it definitely in the YouTube page or at the Twitter account. And another thing also, if you guys want, anybody that's in here right now, you want to leave your email address on the chat box, I'll mark all those emails down and I'll directly invite you to the next tournament, which I'm gonna do a DFS Zone tournament for Sunday for Sunday slate. Okay, so if you all wanna be notified of that, and I can just send the invite right from Fanduel, I can do that directly, but I need email addresses. All right. Any other questions, man? We're gonna lock up about 5 more minutes here, and we've got 19 minutes till game time. Oh, Antoine, you on DraftKings? Yeah. All right, buddy. I have a DraftKings account, but I'm not a pro. Well, they put you like pro level. I'm not a pro level. I mean, these are some of the perks I have as a pro. So I finally realized that I have those. I'm taking advantage of it. I figured, hey, you know what? This is a good way to work it out and do some stuff with my community. So, but if I ever get to that point with DraftKings, I'll definitely do it there as well. I think it's fun to do, and we're gonna run this through the NFL and NBA. I think it's gonna be just great to just throw a slate out there every single day, so it'll be pretty cool. Kicks good. Jasmine Thomas or Courtney Williams? I like Courtney Williams. I like Courtney Williams a little bit better. Looking at Williams, last 4 games shooting 46% and 36% from 3, averaging about almost 26 fantasy points, which is slightly above her average. So I kind of like that. Against Phoenix, she's shooting 48% and 66% from 3. Granted, very small sample. She's only taken 3 threes and hit 2 of them, but nonetheless. But look at the other numbers. 8 rebounds per game and 31 fantasy points. That's 6 points above her average against Phoenix. So Courtney Williams could be a nice play here. Again, price is very high for her, 7,100 or whatever it is. It's pretty high, but she's definitely a fine play. Is Agumake playing? Rod, yes. Shanae Agumake is playing. I saw her in an interview early this morning on Twitter, and she said that she's ready to go. You know, so she's gonna play. I expect her to play massive minutes, 30 to 35, easy. So yeah, Agumake is in play, and I like her in this matchup too. Tolliver or Courtney? Oof. If I'm gonna choose Tolliver or Courtney, I'm gonna go Tolliver. You know Tolliver is capable of putting up some nice numbers. Now, granted, she doesn't have a high upside. Christy Tolliver, max for her, 35, 36, 37. She's not going to get you 40 or better, but she's pretty consistent there. Christy Tolliver's numbers have been pretty good. I mean, she is 4 straight games at above her average. And against LA, she put a 30 spot in 34 minutes and 28 and 36 minutes in the last 2 games. Okay. She is shooting 50% from the floor against LA. And she's 100% from the free throw line. In 3 games, she has 17 free throws, and she hit all 17. Averaging about 25 fantasy points per game against LA. But she gets up for these games, man. I'm telling you, she gets up for these games. She gets fired up. She's feisty. She's very competitive. She's tough, hard-nosed. She's a firecracker, just like Taurasi is. So she's going to battle, and she's going to be tough. All right? Granted, I do love Chelsea Gray Moore in this matchup. I did say that at the very beginning. I do like Chelsea Gray Moore in this matchup. She's playing a little bit more better basketball as of late. And, you know, something tells me she's going to have another decent game here, especially that Washington doesn't defend the 3 that well. But LA does. So there's a little bit of a draw. I'm a little scared that Christy might not get off her 3s the way she is capable of. She takes the most 3s out of the Washington team. Other than her, Della Don takes about 4 or 5 3s a game. But I think Elena Della Don is probably in the best spot because she matches up good against them, and I think she plays better at home. And not only that, just simply because she's at home, I'm definitely basing that on Della Don being the better play than Candace. And I love both of them because I think they're both great-looking women. But I mean, you know, that is just me. Antoine says he sees Phoenix losing. Yeah, it can be very much possible until somebody neutralizes Taurasi and Bonner. I think they'll neutralize Griner because they've been able to do that in 3 games already. But I think they haven't been able to solve the issue with Taurasi. If they can get under her skin, like I mentioned before, frustrate her, put her in positions to make bad decisions, she turns over the ball quite a bit, and she definitely has a tendency of getting into foul trouble. Yeah, Scotty, I actually have in one of my lineups, I do have the 2 sisters in a lineup. I do like NECA and I do like Shanae. I definitely do. And I will not be at all opposed to it because, to be honest with you, I do have them in one of my lineup, the 2 sisters together. I think they're in a good spot, and I love Jonquel Jones and LaToya Sanders. Those girls in the middle there, in that mid-tier play here, these girls are solid, man. Agumake, Jonquel Jones, and LaToya Sanders. I think all 4 of them they're all going to be steady. They actually are great cash plays. If anybody's playing cash tonight or playing a small GPP like just a 10 player, you could definitely do okay with Sanders, Agumake, any of the 2 Agumake sisters, or Jonquel Jones. Just before we go, we got 50 people watching, and I truly appreciate if you guys drop a like on the video, on the live streams. It really helps my channel out. With all the algorithms and all that is involved with YouTube and Google, it definitely helps my channel out, man. So I would greatly appreciate if you guys just, click on that like button. That shows my appreciation for you guys. At the same time, it shows me that you guys appreciate what I'm doing for you guys as well. So, yeah. So definitely, if you can definitely drop a like, I really appreciate that, guys. All right, guys, man. So we got about 14 minutes, man. Yeah, nine people, Daryl. Damn. So it looks like we're not going to get the 20 people we need to do that. So what I'm going to do is those people that share with me their email addresses, I will hit you guys up with an invite directly for Sunday's slate, and we'll see if we can get a 20-player tournament then for DFS Zone. That'll be pretty cool. But right now, it looks like we're not going to fill in the 20 for today. Then you guys are obviously gonna get your money reimbursed back from Fanduel. So we'll hit everybody up and put it up again on Saturday. I'll post it up again on Instagram, Facebook group, Twitter account, and on YouTube. And hopefully we'll get 20 people or better for the tournament on Sunday. No, I'm not going to close the tournament. The tournament will close itself. If we got 12 minutes to go, we can't get 20 people in there, then, again, Fanduel will reimburse you. They'll send us a notice saying, hey, you know what, you weren't able to fill up the tournament, so, and we'll try to get another time. Alyssa Thomas for luck. Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to Alyssa Thomas. I'd rather play Shanae Ogwumike. But Alyssa Thomas did have a good game. She did have one good game against this team. If I can find her here. She did put up, against Phoenix, 42% shooting with 8 rebounds, 10 assists, and 2 steals with pretty much 41 fantasy points in the one game that she played against them. Just one game. So she could definitely have a big game here. She could be a very sneaky play. For whatever reason, I just kind of like the Ogwumike sisters better. So I think the matchup is just right for them too. So if I'm thinking Connecticut, I'm definitely thinking Shanae Ogwumike. Yeah, Talbert. Oh man, I don't know, man. Talbert, she just priced a little too high for me, man. 6,300 is a lot. I'd rather play Ariel Atkins. She's gonna get shots. I already explained that earlier if you missed it. I mean, Ariel Atkins takes about 15, 16 shots a game. She takes 10 pretty much on average from the floor and 4 from 3, and averaging 43 and 36% respectively, averaging 11 points a game. And then she's also an 82% free throw shooter. So I expect her. She is an integral part of this offense. She takes a numerous amount of shots, and she plays more than enough minutes to get this job done. So if you're looking at that price, I'd rather pay $300 less and get Ariel Atkins. If you're looking in that price range. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here, man. It's 10 minutes to. I'm gonna just double check my lineups, check to see what's going on with the actual tournament that I put together. Hopefully we can get 20 people in there. If not, like I said, if anybody's in here now wants me to hit them up directly with an invite, just basically give me your email address, just post it here in the text box, and I'll take it down, and I'll forward you the invite the next time I do the Fanduel, which will be Sunday. All right, guys? Everybody, I wish you a lot of luck. I appreciate the love. I appreciate you guys coming out and listening to me. I hope I'm able to help you guys in some sort of way. I hope you guys make some money tonight, as well as myself. And, good luck, and we'll see ourselves again on Sunday. Well, Sunday you will get the morning video, okay? And we will also do a live show. I have to figure out the time, but that will be shared in that video on Sunday. So be on the lookout for that. Again, drop a like on this live stream. I truly appreciate it. It does help the channel. And at the same time, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe down below. This is going to carry over to NFL and NBA. I'm already prepping myself for NFL, so that's coming right away. As soon as the NFL season comes, you will be getting your regular video a week, and I'm going to be doing a live show for the NFL. And then when the NBA starts in mid-October, we're going to be going right into that as well. So I'm looking forward to all of that, because those are my two best sports, and I think that I can help a lot of you make a lot of money. All right. So with that being said, man, hey, everybody, again, thank you so much for coming out. Enjoy the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I did some helped you out in some sort of way. Again, drop a like. Do subscribe down below. Don't forget to put on your post notifications. And again, good luck, and I'll see you guys on Sunday.